The recent announcement that EXO will release a new album next year should have been met with excitement and anticipation, but instead it unexpectedly sparked a ton of outrage and questions about the group's relationship. The controversy began on October 27th, when SM Entertainment announced that EXO was about to reunite, starting with their EXOverse fan meeting to be held on December 13th and 14th. SM revealed that the group will perform a new unreleased song during this fan meeting, and following this event, they will also begin promotional activities for their next full album, which is set to be released in the first quarter of 2026. An EXO comeback had been teased since this past September, and now that their new album was finally confirmed, many fans became really excited at the idea of seeing the group back together for the first time since 2023. However, excitement was quickly replaced with disappointment when fans read the rest of the announcement. According to SM's statement, the group will reunite with just 6 members, with only Suho, Chanyeol, Dio, Kai, Sehun, and Lay participating in the December fan meeting and next year's album. This notably excludes the 3 members of EXO CBX, Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin, who are still currently embroiled in a long legal battle against SM Entertainment. Meanwhile, the inclusion of Lay, who has been on an on-and-off hiatus from the group for many years, made fans happy, but also caused some confusion, as some wondered why he's on the list but the CBX members aren't. Following this controversial announcement, fans of the group were outraged, and many expressed their anger towards SM online. The exclusion of Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin from what are being promoted as full group activities has led many fans to feel disappointed and betrayed. Some pointed out how SM previously stated that the CBX members would still participate in group activities while also pursuing their own solo careers, but in reality, they've been excluded from all of EXO's recent projects, including fan meetings and debut anniversaries. Others noted that SM has apparently tried to erase the CBX members from EXO for a long time, banning the other members of the group from even mentioning them and slowly removing them from more and more activities. Some fans even speculated months ago that SM's behavior of gradually excluding CBX would eventually lead to their removal from EXO's next comeback, which is exactly what's happening now. A new layer to the controversy was added when fans noticed that one of the dates of the fan meeting, December 13th, coincides with China's National Memorial Day to honor the victims of the horrible events in Nanjing between 1937 and 1938. Since this is a very important day in China and is observed with a lot of seriousness and sobriety, having Lay, a Chinese national, appearing happy and cheerful at a fan meeting on the same day risks putting him at the center of a huge controversy in his own country. Because of this, Lay almost certainly won't attend at least one of the 2 fan meetings, adding to the disappointment among fans. Instead, Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin apparently have no solo activities in December, so there wouldn't be any issue with them taking part in EXO's fan meeting. With frustration rising among netizens, some decided to take matters into their own hands, starting with EXO's Kazakhstan fan club, who sent a protest truck in front of SM's headquarters in Seoul. Meanwhile, some fans have suggested boycotting EXO's new album as a form of protest, but the majority of the fandom has apparently rejected this idea. As fans discussed the issue of CBX's absence, some noted that EXO had many comebacks with different lineups over the years, but always for a valid reason, such as Lay's activities in China or some members' military service. However, this time there was apparently no reason to exclude some members. Even though the CBX members have been embroiled in a legal dispute with SM, this issue wasn't apparently impacting group activities too much. In fact, the trio had reportedly cleared up their schedules for the following months in order to work with the other members, so fans were eagerly anticipating a 9-member reunion this time, only to end up extremely disappointed. While most fans expressed their outrage towards SM, some instead asked the CBX members for some clarity about their position in EXO. Following SM's announcement, fans flooded especially Baekhyun's Instagram profile with comments showing how much netizens are sad and disappointed with his absence. However, while many expressed support towards him, others have been more skeptical, asking why he isn't joining EXO's activities and demanding an explanation. Some argued that he doesn't want to take part in EXO's fan meeting and comeback, and many even asked him to reconcile with SM in order to reunite with the other members without issues. In fact, a significant portion of the Korean fandom seems to be quite angry at the CBX members, blaming their exclusion only on them. As the topic went viral on Korean forums, many netizens actually reacted positively to the removal of CBX, expressing little sympathy towards them, to the point that some even mocked them and argued that EXO is better off without them. Now it seems like the fandom is becoming split between those who continue to express their unwavering unwavering loyalty towards EXO as a 9-member group, blaming all the issues solely on their company, and those who are arguing that the CBX members are the ones to blame instead. In fact, all these issues are linked to another huge problem that has been affecting EXO for the past few years. Back in June 2023, Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin announced that they were demanding the termination of their exclusive contracts with SM Entertainment, arguing that they were misled into signing unfair long-term agreements and accusing the company of lacking transparency regarding their payments. The two sides reached an initial agreement after a few weeks of discussion, and they signed a document stating that the CBX members' contracts with SM were still valid, but they were allowed to have independent solo activities. According to the terms of this agreement, the 3 members would still take part in EXO's full group projects under SM's management, while their solo activities would be managed by a newly established company, INB 100. Also, the agreement stated that the CBX members would give SM 10% of their revenues from their independent activities. Many thought that the dispute was solved, but this was very far from the truth. The controversy exploded once again when INB 100 was incorporated as a subsidiary of 100 Label, which also manages BPM Entertainment and independent label Million Market. This led to speculation of contract tampering by 100 Label, with SM arguing that the decisions of the CBX members were being unfairly influenced by another company. As the dispute became more and more heated, SM sued CBX in June 2024, accusing them of not paying the 10% share of their solo activities revenue as previously agreed. Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin responded by arguing that the revenue sharing condition was unfair and exploitative, and adding that SM was also failing to uphold their part of the agreement regarding profit distribution. This led to a long legal battle between the two sides, with CBX also filing complaints to the Korea Fair Trade Commission and the country's Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism, alleging that SM failed to disclose accounting records and forced them to sign unfair contracts, and accusing the company of subsidy violations. However, just one day after the announcement of EXO's new activities as a 6-member group, there was a new unexpected development regarding this legal dispute. Apparently, after several months of investigation by various institutions, including the police and government bodies, a series of court rulings consistently found no evidence of SM engaging in illegal or unfair practices towards Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin, severely undermining their bid to terminate their exclusive contracts with the agency. Even worse, according to the latest court decision, CBX has tried to psychologically pressure SM into giving in to their demands by attacking them with more and more legal challenges rather than pursuing legitimate claims. The 3 members' requests to access SM's accounting records were repeatedly denied, while both the Fair Trade Commission and the Ministry of Culture have dismissed CBX's complaints, concluding that the company had not violated any laws related to settlements or unfair contracts. This is reportedly the 6th time that CBX has lost a legal case against SM, and the mounting setbacks have slowly turned public opinion against them. Following the latest ruling on this case, SM released a shocking statement saying, "As CBX continues to deny not only the validity of their exclusive contract, but also the agreements based on it, the company finds it impossible to continue EXO group activities together." With this, SM basically argued that the exclusion of CBX from EXO's new projects are to be blamed only on them and their continued legal challenges against the company, while also suggesting that they could be removed from the group entirely. With this announcement and the news that CBX had lost yet another legal case against SM, netizens reacted strongly, with countless comments expressing frustration and anger towards the trio. Many have argued that Baekhyun, Chen, and Xiumin have betrayed both the other members and the fans, and the fact that they continue to challenge their company clearly means they have no interest in group activities, so some are now even demanding their definitive removal from EXO. This is a massive shift from the initial position of fans regarding the dispute, as at first netizens stood firmly behind the trio in their challenge against SM, demanding justice for them. However, now many fans have argued that it should have been clear from the moment they filed a lawsuit that the CBX members had no intention of continuing group activities with EXO. Some fans think that CBX only did this for money, leaving behind the other members, but also their fans, and as they kept losing in the court, they lost their dignity too. With all these issues, some netizens have also started to wonder what's the relationship between the members behind the scenes. Some have argued that CBX launching a legal battle against SM has negatively impacted EXO as a whole and probably caused some tension among the members. Netizens are very divided on this issue, with a portion of the fandom defending CBX and arguing that the other members should have expressed more solidarity with them by joining their battle. However, others have pointed out that this doesn't make sense, and the remaining members shouldn't quit their job just to follow CBX. Despite all this discussion, this is just speculation, and there isn't any news on whether the legal issues have also caused tension between members. For now, CBX appears to be trying to stay active in EXO's group promotions. INB100, their agency, shared that they were working on finalizing details for full group participation as soon as possible, which hinted that talks with SM Entertainment were still ongoing. However, not everyone took this positively. Some fans were upset, saying it seemed like the members were giving up on standing up for themselves just to satisfy fans. As of now, nothing has been officially confirmed, so everyone's waiting to see how things unfold.